Hello there guys, what's up? Welcome to Heracross Gaming, and today's video is my Xbox 360 collection. Now it's not the biggest collection, it's fairly modest with only 12 physical games and maybe a handful or so digital games. But I thought I'd share it to you guys anyway, just to give you guys some idea of a somewhat staple collection. There's a few obscure games that you might not expect from the collection, but it's mostly what I would call a safe collection in that you can expect quite a few AAA titles, but I thought I'd cover it nonetheless. So to start with, we have Grand Theft Auto 5. This is pretty much a staple of most 360 collections. I got it over the holidays, and I'm pretty happy with it. You guys know my thoughts on GTA 5. I did a review on it, a cheap plug there, if you want to check out my thoughts on the actual game itself. Next up, we have Red Dead Redemption. This is a game that I completely missed out on the PlayStation 3, and with the announcement of Red Dead Redemption 2 later this year, I think, summer of this year, I decided to pick it up late last year. Really fun, also developed by Rockstar, same people that made Grand Theft Auto 5. I really like it. I really should play more of it. The ending is pretty tragic for those that don't know, but Rockstar tends to deliver when it comes to these types of open world games. Thirdly on the roster we have the Simpsons game. I owned this on the Nintendo Wii when I actually had a Nintendo Wii. I think this was late 2008, I believe. So we're going back about 9 years or so almost. 8 or 9 years. It's a really fun game, full adventure, action platformer. Probably one of the better ports I think of this game. And I love the fact that you can travel around a kind of sandbox version of Springfield, which is actually really cool. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, then I recommend checking this out if you have a 360, a PlayStation 3, a Wii. I think it was also on the PlayStation Portable, to which I also owned when I had one. Next up on the roster is Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, one of my favourite games of all time, alongside Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I love skating games, for those of you that know me. Pretty simple version of the game, 12 years old I believe this year. The online mode is gone, so if you're looking to get all the achievements, tough luck. I also have this on the PlayStation 2. Really good game I think, really awesome game. I've actually beaten the game on sick mode, completed the classic mode, challenges, and just all round really awesome game, if you're a fan of skateboarding games like I am and the Tony Hawk series in general. Next up is WWE 2K14, still one of my favourite wrestling games. I don't really play wrestling games that much, but I made the exception for this because it's a really cool arcade game. Now the reason I'm going to open it, unlike the others, is to show you that I actually have the version with the printed signed Undertaker photo. I believe this was part of the Deadman Collector's Edition. So still pretty cool there. Max Payne 3. I have very little experience with this game. I was recommended to it by a couple of my friends. They played through it, they said the story is amazing. So I picked this up, another Rockstar classic. Really enjoyed what I've played with it so far. I've only played for the first 2 levels, or chapters, whatever you wish to call it. Really fun, an amazing story of emotional turmoil. If you haven't played this, I picked this up for really cheap from my local game store. Next up we have Batman Arkham Asylum. I'm a big fan of the Batman series, especially after they start to get the formula right. This is the first really good Batman game, until they got to Origins, which was okay. And then Night, the less said about Night the better. I didn't mind Night, but it overstayed its welcome, the Batmobile did. This game's more emphasis on stealth and the classic Caped Crusader and his roots as we know them. Really love the artwork. You know, this game came out in, 2009 I believe? 2009 I think, so what, 8 years later and it still holds up today. So it's only natural that the next game that I would have is Batman Arkham City. Now I only have the 2, Asylum and City, are the only 2 I wanted. As far as I'm concerned, Origins I played through, I never got past Deathstroke. I really didn't like that game. I couldn't get into it as much as I did the classics. City, one of the archetypal games without going into spoilers. You know, I think this is Mark Hamill's finest work. I think one of the best Joker portrayals, if not the best Joker portrayal, aside from Heath Ledger I think. Jack Nicholson was awesome, but I felt that they portrayed it better. But that's semantics on film. This is about video games. So, yeah, if you haven't played this, then if you haven't played Asylum, I recommend picking up both of these at the same time. Now, this one may surprise some of you. This is The Darkness 2. Pretty cool, developed by 2K, again similar to 2K14. And this is a really relatively unknown first-person shooter. You basically play this mafia leader whose girlfriend or fiance died, and his manifestation of anger and guilt towards her death resonates and becomes these tentacles. I don't know if you can see that on the cover there. And that's pretty much how he became the Darkness, this kind of impeding comic book creature that just shoots everything and anything. Now I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't actually played this yet. This is Lord of the Rings War in the North. I bought this because I really wanted the collector's edition, and I'll tell you for why. This guy. This is the Lord of the Rings ogre figure, holding Gimli I believe in his hand, with a boulder. This is the reason I got War in the North. I just really wanted the statue, if I'm honest. Here's another thing I forgot to mention. It also came with this. This is the War in the North art book. Really cool stuff. Includes a soundtrack to the game, and pretty much the art style of various characters, locations, and the enemies you will encounter in the game. And another surprise is Too Human. Very few people have actually played this game. I don't think many people would buy it. From what I understand, it's a kind of sandbox RPG, very similar to Mass Effect, but not quite. But basically a cybernetic god in human form, and you pretty much have the power to obliterate at will. Developed by Microsoft, one of their actual core games, and it was a 360 exclusive, I believe, because it says only on 360. This game, I've heard notoriously bad things about it, in that the RPG leveling up system's kind of fucked, in that your enemies level up with you, so there's really no point to grinding. And in an RPG, I love grinding. You guys know when I play Pokemon or whatever, I love to grind, so that's something that kind of annoys me. And finally, we have the Halo 4 Steelbook Edition. I love this. I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters, but I made the exception with this. Pretty cool. It's a 2-disc set, along with some other stuff like some additional map packs and bonus costumes for your Xbox avatar. Another collector's edition I own for the 360. As I said, I only have like 2 or 3 collector's specific games for the 360, but I enjoy it nonetheless.